rich people until you have the money to sell all the poor people. The middle is where you get killed. Elon said, you can either do a lot of good for a small amount of people or a little good for a large amount of people. And I will tell you personally, it's way harder to do a little good for a lot of people than a lot of good for a small amount of people. There is a reason that Tesla started at the top. They started only selling to rich people. They had the Roadster, which is $250,000. And so they sold those, and then he was able to go down market one and sell $100,000 cars to just upper echelon of society, the wealthy. And then after that, he made the X, which is a little bit cheaper than that. And then underneath of that, he made the Model 3, which was going to be the mass model, right? And each time, it was significantly harder to do the one before, because if you want to sell based on value in terms of low cost, you need to build the infrastructure for huge amounts of demand, because the only way that you make money selling to poor people is selling tons and tons and tons of them. Look at Walmart. Look at Amazon. These are businesses that were built for volume day one, and they win on efficiency. That was the whole point. Amazon, he wanted to have the best selection and the lowest prices. Walmart, everyday low prices. They win on efficiencies. Like, they all fly coach. They use fold-out chairs. They drink out of paper cups. They purposely breed the culture of efficiency because it's the only way that you can win if you sell to poor people. And I say poor people to be hyperbolic in terms of my language so that it drives the point home. Obviously, I buy from Amazon. But the point is that the strategy is based on volume. And you've probably heard some of my other tweets around this, which is solve rich people problems, they pay better. Or if you solve rich people problems, you get to charge rich people prices. This is what I think the key insight is that to someone who only has $1,000, when they pay you $100, they pay you 10% of their net worth. Their expectations of what they're going to get for that $100 is the same as a rich person giving you 10 million of their $100 million. It would be gigantic, right, in terms of their expectations. But getting a rich person to give you $100, they might not even notice. And so the thing is that it's actually easier in some ways to solve rich people problems because they're willing to pay more in an absolute sense for lower relative value. And so with that extra profit or gross margin, you can absolutely over-deliver for them and still make money and not have to learn all these things with infrastructure. So for example, if I wanted to start a bank, I would have to have $25 to $100 million to start it up.